I drove my ex-girlfriend 7 hours to her parents after saving her from an abusive boyfriend, and my current girlfriend thinks I cheated. So I'm 23 and I've been dating my girlfriend Emma for over a year. 2 years ago I broke up with my ex Katie, but we ended things on decent terms. Last Saturday night I was out at this bar downtown with my buddies when I see Katie across the room with some guy I'd never met before. At first I was just gonna ignore it and keep drinking, but then I noticed the guy grab her arm really hard and start yelling at her. I could hear him calling her horrible names, calling her a slag, pushing her around. Katie looked terrified and people were starting to stare. I couldn't just sit there and watch that happen. I walked over and told the guy to back off. He got all aggressive with me, but my friends came over and he realized he was outnumbered. He stormed off, calling Katie more names and saying she wasn't worth it anyway. Katie was shaking and crying, so I asked if she was okay. She said she had nowhere to go because she'd been staying at his place and he'd thrown all her stuff out. I told her she could crash at my place for the night since I live with 3 roommates, so it's not like we'd be alone. I called Emma right away and explained what happened. She just said okay and didn't seem bothered by it. Katie slept in my bed and I took the couch. But when I woke up the next morning, I could see Katie was a complete mess. Not just from the boyfriend thing, but her whole life was falling apart. She'd lost her job, was behind on bills, and had been too embarrassed to call her parents for help. I remembered her dad Mike had always been really good to me when we were dating. He'd let me help him with construction jobs and treated me like family. So I told Katie I was driving her home to her parents who lived 7 hours north. The drive was long and awkward. Katie kept thanking me and apologizing for everything. When we got to her parents' house, her dad was so grateful he almost started crying. He took me out to dinner and handed me $200, saying I should get a hotel room and not drive back that night since I'd be exhausted. When I got home the next day, Emma was waiting with all her friends and my roommates in the living room. The second I walked in, she goes, "Why did you feel the need to help her? She's not your responsibility anymore." I tried to explain about basic human decency, saying if it was one of my sisters, I'd want their ex to help them, but Emma wasn't having it. She started yelling in front of everyone, asking if I cheated on her, saying how convenient it was that I stayed overnight. I told her we should talk privately, but she kept going. Why break up with her if you were just gonna run back to her? What would you think if I went on a romantic trip with my ex? That's when I got mad and said it would be sick if she took advantage of her vulnerable ex like that. Emma completely lost it and screamed that I was calling her a predator. She stormed out and hasn't spoken to me in 3 days. My roommates all backed me up, saying I did the right thing and slept on the couch both nights. But Emma's friends keep texting me saying I crossed a line and broke her trust. Now I'm wondering if I should have just minded my own business and let Katie figure it out herself.